So let's dive in now and let's do a oval measurement using a BT ball fitter. We will also do a video where we're going to be using a caliper, so make sure to reference that you could basically get the same result in both. And there are also some differences in the way you want to set up Spectre if you're using a caliper, so make sure to check that video out. But in this case here, in this video, we're going to be using the BT ball fitter. So the first measurement that we need is going to be our starting bit, and basically that's going to be this side of the thumb. So it's the smallest side, so we're going to be doing this, and then we're going to also measure what the degree it needs to be installed at. So one of the things that's hard with the BT ball fitter, and this is where the other video with the caliper could be a little bit easier for you guys first starting out, is that these holes are all round and his thumb isn't round. So what you want to look for when you're doing this, if we see right now, like you see a little bit too much light of day on the top and bottom here, so this is way too big as a starting bit. We want to try to find something where we don't see so much light of day on either side of the thumb hole, right? So even here at 59, that's quite a bit. Let's go down again. So here we'll go 57. Even here, right? I still see a little bit of light of day here and a little bit there. So we're going to go down here to 7/8. This is not bad, but I'm going to go 55. So again, this is something that just through experience you get really good at doing. So if you find it hard to do it just by using the BT ball fitter, the other video where we talk about the caliper might be a little bit easier for you. So we logged it as our starting bit at 55. And now what we want to do for the oval width is we want to, like as you see, I'm not touching the client, he's just holding his hand, and I want to get the hole size that goes in with ease without too much friction. So you see here right now, we feel it a little bit, so that's a bit too much. This goes in nice and easy, right? Right. Okay. So here, oval width is 1 1/32. So I'm going to go here in the original fit, because don't forget this is a clone, was 30 1/32. So this is actually quite a bit. It's a 16th difference on the oval width. Okay. So he's gonna see a huge difference on this hole shape. Next up, there's different ways to check the degree in which the oval should go in the hole. I'm going to show two different ways of doing it. We have an existing bowling ball, so why don't we use it to our advantage? So we're going to pop the insert back into the hole here. We're going to put the fingers in the ball and just the thumb halfway. And what we're going to do here right now is we're going to mark, you know, the direction in which the thumb is going. Since we have an existing bowling ball, we can just have him lay his hand on it. We saw how the thumb kind of laid that way. So now, using our ProSect, put your 0 right in the middle of the hole and then just draw a line. Again, we're doing a lot of this by eye, right? So now with our ProSect, I could just lay this back in the middle, and we see here that it gives me 25 degrees. So this is going to be a good starting point. Here again, it's a little bit of a difference there. We had them originally at 20 degrees, so we're now going to go to 25 degrees on the oval. And then the second way to measure it, and this is a new tool that hit the market several years ago, and this is called the Versatool from Doug Heim. Really great tool, I highly suggest it. And one of the things I really love about it is that you have all your thumb angles right here in this part of the tool. So basically what you do is you put your fingers in here and lay your thumb there, and you could see at what angle the thumb is going into the ball. So this is a really neat tool for that. So again, fingers in, and then right here on the top, and we see that like the way that his thumb is going, the 20-degree mark is here, so he's somewhere in between. Even 30 degrees would be passable for him. Again, still kind of doing this by eye, but he's not 60 degrees. You can easily see that, okay? So we're gonna keep that 25-degree measurement that we had there, but again, 9 times out of the 10 in the Pro Shop, because we're not inside a bowling center, a lot of people don't bring me their bowling balls, this is a lifesaver for me. So we'll keep this as is. And then lastly, you can reference the video on how to do a thumb taper. I'm going to show you now how to measure a taper. So let's look at Daniel's thumb here. So we see that here in the middle, it is a little bit thinner than it is at the base. So we see that it's going upwards this way. So what we want to measure is we want to measure this bottom part of the thumb to create that staircase effect. So we know that his thumb goes in all the way, because if I just drilled that starting bit, his thumb would only go up to there. It wouldn't go all the way to the base. So again, it would come out too quick, the span would feel short, all that. So a good rule of thumb to start with is going to be your oval width. So the oval width that we measured was 1 1/32. So I'm going to take this 1 1/32, I'm going to hold this thumb up to the sky, and I'm going to see how deep that can go. And this honestly ain't that bad. So we're gonna pull on the skin a little bit, and we see here at the base, I'm getting very close to that crease. And again, don't forget that we still have work to do with the bevel knife and all that stuff. So actually in this case, this looks pretty good. So we're gonna go with 1 1/32. I'm gonna go a little bit smaller just so you could see the difference, okay? But like you see, I can't really get down towards where that crease is. And he also feels it a little bit tighter in the middle there, right? So we're gonna go with that 1 1/32 as the taper. And now all we do, hit the calculate button, and our magic is done. We have the base oval coordinates and everything all done. Now what we want to check for is trapezoidal cuts. So basically what that is do you have like an excessive amount of callus on the back half or on the front half of your thumb? So all I'm going to do now is bend the thumb and see if I have anything kind of bulging on one side versus the other. And in this case, maybe a little bit on the back. We see that this end is a little bit higher, and like you see it kind of going up this way. So we might give him a half back cut, but that I'll do it on the drill press with the client, just to make 100% sure. So now the only thing that's missing here is because I measured the taper, I have to give it a taper cut. I know I still have to check to see if I want to do my half back or my half front cuts, but I'm still gonna put my taper, so at least it's there and I know I have to do it. We're ready to go here for Daniel. He brought me a couple balls to plug and re-drill. So we've got a idle Helios that's ready to go, and we're gonna start with that.